Brown guy with tattoos. I think I'm covered. We're looking for a brown guy with tattoos. Perfect.
Is that the AK day?
That was the AK day. So
Chest blasted?
chest. He just won.
How about this? We'll give something for the listeners. All right.
Dude, if people understood that they can get slapped at any fucking point in time, they would legitimately shut the fuck up. Fucking take the labels off of this shit. If they want to drink the bleach, drink the bleach. So day drinking, and I was like,
I caught that. I'm like, motherfucker! It's 11.
We're at
It's
work.
11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Work at least.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Too, but I was like, yes.
Now it's time for you to talk about blood dick.
Right.
Why the fuck were you guys talking about that before the fucking episode? Hashtag blood dick.
So awesome.
Listen, welcome to the Covert Standard. What's going on, guys? That's right. You turned into the Covert Standard podcast.
See how he's very official. I just want to continue our conversation.
Just start off the
Dylan
podcast.
said turn it on and keep talking.
Right.
Oh.
You brought up Knob Creek, and I have something to add to the conversation. But you're talking about a sale at Walmart.
No. Okay, so somebody put it on, or put me onto it, and said there was a sale of their like reserve, like I think it's 20-year.
Mm-hmm.
It's 15-year or 20-year aged.
It's pretty long for Knob Creek. I don't think that they do super
Well, that's
long.
what I'm saying. It's a very small batch, but they had it on sale. It's like a very expensive bottle. They had on sale for $75.
Yeah, and
it's like I think it's like a $200-something bottle or something like that. So they had it sale, and I meant to go pick it up, but I didn't. But I don't remember. I don't remember ever having Knob Creek though.
So, what needs to happen is Hefe got a new rifle, and it's from a dubious company, which means that I need to go over it, right? I need to just give it like a once over to make sure everything's solid on it. And I think we need to just do a fucking rifle day or maybe a bag day, whatever, come over to my house, because I have a pretty decent bourbon or whiskey selection going. It's not all bourbon. I have some rye and some scotches. But the other day, Darian was she was not pleasant.
Yes. Notice how he says every other fucking word in the book on this fucking podcast, but right then and there is the first time he's ever held himself back. Okay.
Anyways, so she was like, I bought you an apology bottle of Knob Creek. I'm like, all right. So I have like 10. I think that's the 10th. I have 10 different types of whiskeys.
What kind of knob is that? A good like?
She got Knob Creek single barrel, but I personally think all Knob Creek is not great. But I haven't had a lot of not. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's not like it's like trash. It's that it's 150 proof.
Oh yeah.
It's all like okay, like. You can set this shit on fire really easy. So how tasty can this be?
I can burn fireballs.
Right. So when I think of Knob Creek, I think of like shots, like not sipping on ice.
Yeah, the heavier shit. We just want to shoot. We don't want to mix it.
It's like if a shooting company, a whiskey that was predominantly for shots was like, you know what? We're going to get serious, but not change anything.
So you have to introduce me to a scotch you think that I would actually like scotch, because I don't like scotch.
I mean, I know I've given you Glenfiddich before, and I've given you Balvenie, and I think you were like, okay, Balvenie is definitely more tolerable. I just don't.
Well,
it's
that
still not my
fucking
thing.
Crap that you keep fucking bringing up that I haven't poured out of the.
Don't pour that out.
I can't bring myself to pour it out because it's alcohol.
I'll take it to work.
Take it. Give it to them. Yes.
Yeah.
You gonna give it to them?
Yeah.
You might like it.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting. It's the most disgusting.
Really gross.
It literally tastes like how dip spit smells. Like if you smelled.
That's not a cheap bottle of scotch.
That's not?
No, it's expensive. I don't understand.
It's like if you were to dip Copenhagen Long Cut and you haven't brushed your teeth in about 2 weeks and you were spitting into a bottle and then let it ferment in your truck for about a week and then smelt it. That's what the fucking shit smells. I put some fucking thought in this fucking smell.
Can you imagine how pissed you'd be if you paid $60 for that bottle?
Yeah. It would be the first time I'd go back to a liquor store asking for a fucking refund. Like, I don't want this fucking bottle. Refund. You already opened it. I don't give a fuck.
Refund me for what I didn't drink.
Yeah. Give me store credit. I'll buy something else. Fuck this shit. So anyway, so I have not been introduced to a good scotch, and every time I tell somebody I don't like scotch, for whatever reason, everybody gives me that fucking weirdo look. Like, what the fuck,
dude?
I just don't like scotch.
Here's my thing.
Scotch is pretty hard to drink. You got to get For me, it is that smoky shit. When it's too smoky,
you drink fucking screw cap Irish whiskey, all right?
Yeah, it is a screw cap. It's not a cork. Yeah, I do like it though.
And
Jameson is good. Yeah,
What's
Jameson is good though. For a good like inexpensive line of whiskey, like that's my go-to.
So, anyways, if you don't like Scotch, that's perfectly fine. That's why other whiskeys exist, right? Like, ryes are really good. Like 10 Cup. I'm
10
stuck
Cup
on
is good.
10
Bro,
Cup, dude.
You guys left that at my house, and I drank it in like a week. It was so bad,
Dude, it's so fucking good.
it is pretty
Now,
good.
is that the rye or is that the fucking bourbon?
I don't remember.
I think the rye
There's
is the
another
yellow,
bottle over there.
and
this is not the.
that's the
rye.
bourbon. It'll tell you on that blue label. It
Yeah.
says it right there.
No, it's just some
There's
American
another
whiskey.
bottle I think over there. If you look by the printer,
I don't see it. See
Okay.
Four Rivers, Jameson.
I don't know. There's bottles everywhere.
High West.
I'm starting
and
to look around right now, like, oh fuck,
I'm
we
pretty
drank
sure
too
I
much.
brought another one of those in too, and
Yeah.
it didn't last.
Dude,
for
it's
too long.
really good.
It is.
And
It's delicious.
It's a $30 bottle.
Yeah,
like, it's not.
I'm starting to realize we drink too much. Like
No.
there is whiskey everywhere.
No such thing. Yeah, but this is accumulated
fucking
over how
rookie
many
numbers.
weeks?
This is after I've already hold
It's
on.
after like
This
3
is-
years.
This is
I
after
know.
I've already cleaned up the other bottles we leave around.
Yeah, that's
This
just
is
beer.
just because there's no more room.
That's just
beer
though.
bottles. That's bullshit.
Beer doesn't count.
Beer doesn't count. Yeah, so rye and bourbon, and Scotch.
Yeah,
Fucking
sorry.
not big on fucking Canadian or Irish whiskeys, but
So Jameson I like a lot, but a rye
it's growing on me.
a rye is my mixture whiskey.
Really?
Yeah, like
Dude,
a like a
I love
Jack
a
and
good
Coke,
rye.
like a Jack and Coke.
I
But
don't know.
Jack
I don't
Daniels
like-
isn't a rye.
Jack is a sour smash.
It's not a rye though.
isn't it?
No.
Bourbon.
No,
It's a bourbon.
is it a bourbon?
Yes. Yeah.
Give me something commercial that's a rye.
Fucking, I don't know.
I can't think of anything that's known as it because I don't drink a whole lot of rye.
Okay, then maybe I just don't know what that is. I thought that was rye.
Bullet is
Okay, what is
bourbon,
Bullet?
and
Has
then
a
there's
rye.
Bullet rye.
Yeah.
Bullet
What
rye
is that? That's bourbon, right?
That thing? Yeah, that's
That's
the bourbon.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the bourbon one.
It's good stuff, but that shit right there fucks me up
Yeah.
every time I drink it.
Like your stomach, or just like you get drunk?
The last time I drank, like I was really good, like heavy drinking,
Uh-huh.
was just that. Didn't fucking change it up and everything, and I was fucking earling it out for the rest of the night.
Yeah, throwing up.
Like usually I could just earl and then be good. No, I earled and then pass.
Get the
fuck
one out of your system
Yeah.
and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I passed out.
Ugh.
Randomly, I've been talking to people about bourbons a lot, and they're like, "This whiskey gave me the shits." I'm like, "Really? That's a fucking weird thing to have," but that happens to people.
So I like a bourbon, right?
Yep. Bourbon's good.
right? Bourbon.
Mhm.
I like a I don't know if I like a rye. Do you know anything commercial? What is?
I'm
Dude,
trying to think.
There's
of,
plenty of commercial
They-
stuff. Bullet
they
makes a rye,
Yeah, I think it's a green label.
right?
Yeah.
And then same thing with 10 Cup. The rye is a green label for
See,
10 Cup.
That's how you know you're an alcoholic. Well, you point it out by the label.
The High West whiskeys, they make a rye, but like most bourbon companies make ryes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there is such a thing as like a Jim Beam rye. There's a Knob Creek rye, but
So
it's not
if
generally
you-
the standard. Like
if you
your
were to get a-
traditional Jack Daniels, that's a bourbon.
If you were to get a decanter for a room you're trying to build in a house,
Mhm.
and you wanted to you can only put one type of one alcohol in that decanter that is for socializing, what would it be?
Decanter.
Do you
Is
know
that
what
the like the
decanter is?
fucking? Is that the
your decorative glass or bottle.
like the glass?
Yeah, with
like the
the-
crystal.
The
Yes.
crystal that you put the whiskey in,
Yeah,
so that way
yeah.
it basically
That's a moving target for me, but right now I'm telling you, I keep on like gushing over this, but fucking just run of the mill 10 Cup rye. Like I got
I could see that.
Buffalo Trace for the first time, which is a bourbon,
Mhm.
and it's pretty damn good. Lead Slinger, really pretty fucking
Slinger
good.
was good,
Right,
too.
Like
That's-
there's a lot. I'm telling you, I have 10 different
This shit,
whiskeys.
this
I
Freedom
like-
whiskey was good.
I like
that was actually really
I
good.
like
really
I
good.
like lead slingers a lot.
Yep.
They made
Yeah.
a damn good
It's not
fucking
that
They did a
whiskey.
really fucking good job on that.
And
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass. You got to go to
It's hard
Total
to get.
Wine.
Yeah.
Total Wine's the only one I know of locally that carries it. It's probably not that big of a deal for you, but for me, Altamont Springs is the wrong goddamn direction to anything. So,
Yeah, it's
by
not
the
that
way,
bad.
I fucking meant to be like I wanted to save this for the podcast, but I was hoping fucking Chase wouldn't be a loser and not be here. But we're going to Mortal Kombat in theaters, right? Like,
Yes.
that's already
so.
decided, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, it hasn't been decided, but yes.
I thought collectively we decided.
Right, like
We don't
just
have to-
telepathically.
Well, yeah,
like,
telepathically, we already
We talked
knew
about it,
we
and I
that
saw
thought
we were
that.
going to
We're
see
like,
Mortal Kombat.
all right, coming out in April. Sounds good.
yeah,
Let's
we
go.
haven't picked a day yet.
It's
but
rated R. Like,
I got to see it.
dude, I'm so fucking ready.
Yes,
All right,
Yeah.
good.
I'm done. No, fuck you guys. I don't want to see it with you guys. I'm gonna go by myself, man.
I mean, I think HBO is gonna stream it But I'm like, fuck
Fuck
I'm going
HBO.
to,
I
I'm going
want
to, I'm
the
going to
theater.
theater.
I gotta
Right.
see that in a theater.
I feel
first.
like right now that's the financial decision everybody's making. Is, do movie theaters exist anymore? I think that's what's decided this year.
Listen.
Yeah.
The experience. I don't know what I would do if they got rid of movie theaters because they're not making any money or something. They go to
Go
streaming.
back to drive-thrus if that's what you're worried
Yes,
about.
the reason why I hate that is because yes, it's fine to watch a movie on your TV. It's great to stream at the house, but it's not the fucking same. Get the fuck out of your house.
It doesn't matter how big your TV is. It's not the fucking same as
I
a
like
theater.
being
It's
in a theater.
So much better.
I like feeling the seats. I like smelling the popcorn. I like getting the fucking popcorn. I don't eat popcorn anywhere but a movie theater.
Same.
So it's
Most
not,
of the time I don't.
This isn't 1-to-1, like apples to apples, but I feel like
$8 hot dog, best tasting hot dog, even though you're gonna bitch about it the entire time you're watching the movie.
it's analogous to me to the experience of going to a Blockbuster video and renting a video.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Netflix is super awesome how it has everything at your fingertips and you just click a button. Now
Everybody
you can
wants
stream.
it
But there was something about going to the fucking Blockbuster or Hollywood Video for me. Those were my two options.
Mhm.
And
I remember both.
walking through and fucking like arguing with your girl or with your fucking
Yes,
parents
about what to
with
watch.
your brothers. Like, what are we gonna get? We get 2 movies. What are we renting?
And what are you going off of?
the
You're going
2-day
off the fucking case.
The 2-day
That's
movie.
all you have to go off
The
of.
2-day movie was the ones that just got released, and the 5 days have been out for a little while.
Yeah.
They had the fucking. You had to rewind it because I was on VHS fucking
Yep.
days, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had to rewind it before you brought it back, and then they had the Dropbox. You had to throw it in.
I remember how excited you get when a new release was out, and you'd go up to it, and it looked like there were movies behind it, but it's just fucking spacers.
Yes, you're like, oh damn it!
I remember
Not a damn thing in.
renting an N64.
I remember renting a game system. Yes. Well, I don't remember what I rented. I rented something.
We were too poor to buy it at the time, so we rented an N64 a couple times because like you needed to convince one of your parents to put some money down as a deposit, but it was actually pretty cheap to rent the console.
Yeah.
So you could rent the console for like, I don't know, $5 or $10 for a week, but you had to put down the $600 it was potentially if you broke it. Right? Like whatever the consoles cost at the time.
No, I think you had to put a card on file and then pay $100 deposit. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Card on file, $100 deposit with a contractual agreement that says if you break this or if you damage this product, that
You're
you're
buying
paying
it.
for it.
Yeah.
And then I remember that everybody would check on it before you even touch it.
Yep.
They would check it to make sure it works.
Look that bitch over.
Yeah, because if it's
Plug
fucking
it in
broken,
now.
bring that bitch
I
back.
remember
I did not fucking break this.
When
Plug that shit in at the store.
N64 first came out, it like there was just like a couple games. There was this shitty ass hang glider game. I don't know if you remember.
Mm-mm.
That's how forgettable it was.
Mm-mm.
But it was like the first game available. So it was just this stupid fucking 3D hang glider video game that was like, oh, can't offend anybody. And you just like hang glide through fucking hoops.
Yeah.
I don't remember playing it. I think I do know what you're talking about.
And then there was the
I remember
fucking
like Spyro.
Wave Runner.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
You remember Wave Runner 64?
I do remember
The
Wave Runner.
jet ski? That was the other. Like,
No. 2 games. Two
No, I
games
played
right
the
now.
shit out of
no, I'm not saying they're the best. I'm just saying they were the
No, I know.
first ones.
But there's 2 games that are part of my childhood.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye is one of them. The other one was Perfect Dark.
Dude, I have.
But Perfect Dark didn't work unless you bought the fucking emulator.
Uh-huh.
You had to plug in the fucking front.
Yes, yeah.
And
the
I
extension.
didn't have the emulator,
Uh-huh.
so I thought I was playing the whole game and beating it, and it was like 30 seconds. But really, it's because so it was weird because like I had the game for like a year or 2 before I found out, oh, you're supposed to have another piece. So when we finally got the piece, I think I borrowed it from a friend, and I started playing Perfect Dark because it says you need the emulator. It was like a whole new game, and I was like mind blown. But it was like GoldenEye, but they had like I think the reason why I really liked it is it was the first time I saw them having the sentry gun briefcase. So you would throw the briefcase on the wall, and there was sentry gun be there. So when you walk into it, you get shot with a sentry gun. I thought it was the coolest thing.
You also could use it as a gun, and like that was my go-to. But so I have a story about both those fucking games. I don't want to cut you off if you have something.
No,
but,
go.
But so for the emulator portion of it, not necessarily a Perfect Dark. I did play a lot of that. You also needed that piece to play the second Zelda, the Mask of what was it?
Mask of Majora?
Mask of Majora.
Yeah.
And my older brothers, I had 2 older brothers, one 4 years older than me, one 8 years older than me, and they had high school parties a lot back then. And some piece of shit at a fucking drunken high school party they had stole my fucking piece out of my N64.
Motherfucker.
So I never got to beat Majora's Mask until like years later when I made it an emulator on my fucking computer.
I still had beaten the Breath of Wild.
Yeah, I fucking really
I'm a
love that
loser
game.
right
No, it's okay.
I don't think I ever got into Zelda that much. But there was a fucking Halo. Something like that happened to me with Halo, where I think I took my Xbox somewhere for a party like that my sister was throwing, and someone had got on there and deleted my fucking profile.
Ooh.
So I'm like, I fucking never went back and played it. I was that mad. I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to play the game again. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They had a bunch of arcades. That was a big arcade game too. Jet ski thing.
One of my friends was huge into Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
And this was like Gran Turismo fucking 3, I think. I can't quite remember. But he had like fucking hundreds of hours on it.
Jesus.
And it like autosaves. This is PlayStation 2 at the time. And it's autosaving. And one of the fucking friends of mine that's playing on his shit's like, I don't want it to save over your data, and pulls the memory card out while it's saving. And fucking corrupted the data and the rest of everything. God. I thought I was gonna murder him. But back to my fucking GoldenEye story, right? Rented it Blockbuster. I'm in 4th grade at the time because we lived in a house only in 4th grade, so that's easy to fucking narrow down my age. So GoldenEye comes out. We own a 360 or a Nintendo 64 at the time, and we rent it. And my mom, my poor mom, single mother, and her dad's dying. And her dad lives in Hutchinson, Kansas. We live in Kansas City at the time, so it's a 3-hour drive to go down there.
Okay,
and then the nursing home is basically they just don't fucking like my grandpa because he's an asshole, so they're just purposely like killing him. So
okay. Way to bring the story fucking great down.
Sounds like you're about to just gloss over that.
Yeah, right over that.
I was a child. I didn't even know.
We're talking about happy things right now.
She's like, listen, the nursing home was trying to kill my granddad. But anyway, about
so
GoldenEye.
N64 and GoldenEye. What the fuck?
They succeeded. Don't worry. He died.
Yeah. Now we're laughing. What the fuck, dude?
So she's driving on a weekday. Like, she just has to, like, get up and go. She's got to drive to fucking Hutchinson to deal with this bullshit of these nursing home not taking care of my grandpa or her dad. And we rent this game in 64, and we start playing it. And she's gone, and we play it all night. And then we all wake up in the next morning, and we're all just like, we're not going to school, right? And we all fucking sit down, and we just fucking play GoldenEye.
Must have been the best day ever.
It was fucking awesome. And my oldest brother, is like all day because she gets a call from school. And then so she calls at like 2:00, like, you motherfuckers, you fucking assholes. I'm trying to deal with this shit. I'm coming home tonight and you're just going to be fucking hell to pay. And my brother's talking shit all day about like, don't worry about it. I got your guys' back. Like, I'm the one to blame. Like, I'm just going to tell her I convinced you guys to stay home.
Of course he didn't.
And then the second she got home,
they wouldn't go to school.
He just fucking shut his door. Just ran off to his fucking room and just like left us out to fucking drive.
Oh, man.
You motherfucker. But it was worth it though. It was worth it though. That fucking game was so good.
Yeah, dude,
there's certain ass whoopings that are worth it. So I know I'm going to get my ass beat, but this is fun.
So I used to go over. I used to find cheats. Right, I never cheated like to play and beat people, but I was always interested in finding glitches and different things that you could find in a game that like wasn't meant to be, but you find them anyway. Mm-hmm. Like for instance, in GoldenEye, there was a way that you could put mines on the glass and then shoot the glass, and the mines would still be floating in midair. So people would run through that and just blow up. So like I always used to find glitches like that. And then like let's fast forwarding us a little bit. We can go back if we need to. But when PlayStation came around, you guys remember Game Shark?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was fucking N64 and Super Nintendo.
So
I think.
PlayStation 1 was the first time I was introduced to Game Shark.
Right.
It was a device you plugged in the back, and it was a device that was made for you to alter the programming.
I can still remember like the red kid with the electrical, like the symbol for the game.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah. So it was a way to hack the game. Like hacking was a big thing for people when computers first came out. I mean, obviously it's probably still a big thing now, but nobody really glorifies it right now. But back in the day, it was like, dude, I could kick you offline.
I saw the movie Hackers.
Yeah, dude.
Angelina Jolie's tits are in it. They're disappointing.
They are a little disappointing, but they are in there. If you ever want to take a look at Angelina Jolie, no, but
I've seen better.
But yeah, that is a great movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever went to go back and watch it?
Not in a number of years, but I have seen it like I don't know,
So
a while ago, and it was still. I enjoyed how ridiculous it was.
I'll take a little side road here. So if you go back to look at that movie and see how outdated the technology is, it's so fucking bad.
I love the keyboards.
Yes, me too.
Click, click.
Click, clack, click, clack. And then, what's his name? Zero Cool. Yeah.
Of course. Is that one of the hackers? Or
Yeah, that's one of the hackers.
I don't think I've seen this movie.
So,
Dude, you have to go watch it now.
so they're fighting this guy, this overlord of this company, who's like their security, and he's trying to keep these hackers out of the program. So it's like this battle, and he's like smashing his keys and doing all this shit. There's colors all over the background, and these kids are running around subways like plugging into fucking payphones to fucking hack into it. It was cool. It was a cool one. But anyway, but Game Shark. So I thought it was cool. So the first game. So I always talk to this about people, or talk about this with people. Is like what's the first game that really opened your eyes and made you like fucking wow, like the video games are the thing. So GoldenEye N64 came out after PlayStation 1. Okay, PlayStation 1 was my first eye-opening. I've played Atari, right? I played Nintendo, but my first game that made me fall in love with video games was Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
and the Game Shark allowed me to change the characters you played with characters that you're not supposed to play with. So it became even better.
Because you bring the girl back that
so
dies?
You can bring the girl back that dies. But my favorite thing was you can play. Do you know anything about Final Fantasy VII at all?
No, I never played any of the games.
Do you know who Cloud is? He's a big character in the game world. So he's the guy with the big sword, the blonde hair, spike hair.
I've probably seen it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's Cloud Strife, right? He's the main character of the movie, but the main bad guy, the protagonist in that game is Sephiroth. And Sephiroth he's got like one demon wing, and he's like this, tall dude with the huge like katana.
Double-bladed katana.
Yeah, it's a double-bladed katana, and he's like ready to destroy the world. You can actually change and have him as one of your characters while you're playing the game. And that was like the coolest. I thought I was the coolest kid in the block. I swear to God, I was like, yeah, I hacked the game and I could play as Sephiroth.
You thought it was some badass hacking the whole system.
No, it's just me being a fucking nerd.
When you started this whole thing off and said I liked like hacking things, but not really hacking things, like cheating in a way that's not really like doing it, I just immediately thought of like the big heads. Like in like NBA Jam or like
Yeah, I forgot about that. Or how about Mortal Kombat? Or not Mortal Kombat. Is it Mortal Kombat? No, up down, left right.
I know that they do big heads in.
That's a finishing move in Mortal Kombat.
Fuck yeah!
Up down, A B,
left right.
No, up down, left right, A B select.
Yeah,
and it was a finishing move for I think Scorpion.
It's also a special, I think, in Street Fighter for something. I don't know. That was a pretty common, like, popular combo, I feel like.
Yeah. Anyway.
But, yeah. Sorry. Old ass video games. I fucking love.
I have no idea what either of you are talking about.
I can play Final Fantasy VII on my cell phone. I have it on my cell phone.
Yeah.
Like the whole game.
So last month, for if you have PlayStation Plus, sorry, listeners, this doesn't help you at all. For March, they gave it to you for free. So I just got it for free. I haven't played it at all. I haven't even downloaded it.
Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah, they just gave the remake. They gave it to you for free.
Oh, the remake. You did tell me about that.
Yeah. I have to figure out what the fuck they're doing for April, but I figured why not just have it in the library.
No, I have it. I beat it, but like I told you, they're gonna give you downloads, so it's going to be extended, and then they're gonna give you another thing to play.
Xbox was doing something like that when you have the Xbox Gold or whatever it is, and that's how I got into Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
it was one of them popped up for free or something. I'm like, yeah, let me try it, and it's fucking
I don't think
fun
I've
game.
Played any of them past the first one, and I loved the first one.
Yeah,
but just never played them.
I think my
have
first
Valhalla
one
right
was the fourth one, the pirate one.
Oh, the first time you played?
Yeah, that was the first one I played.
I beat that one. That was cool.
Yeah.
Just because I like pirates.
That was real cool.
I like pirates. I like Vikings. I like
I've heard good things about the Valhalla one.
Yeah.
I just haven't like indulged myself.
Yeah. I was playing the third one, and fucking Xbox took a shit.
Oh no!
Which, that pissed me off because I lost that and all of my Skyrim time.
Fuck Skyrim.
There's a lot of fucking hours in Skyrim.
Fuck Skyrim. I know. This is true story. I bought Skyrim, and I started to play it, and the first person sword shit was pissing me off. And then when I first started leveling up and I saw how intricate all that was,
Yeah. You're like, fuck
it
that.
was too much. I can admit when I have a time where I'm just not. I get a headache if I have to think too much into it. But the intricacies of everything.
Don't think about it. Pick a perk and go with it.
Plus one crit, minus one crit, plus this, plus that. Like all
You just got overwhelmed.
Mad. I got overwhelmed, and that first person sword fighting shit pissed me off. And I fucking took it back 3 days later and traded it in. There was a line of fucking fellow nerds standing out of GameStop watching me trade it in, and every single one of them looked at me with the dirtiest look. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Fucking idiot?
Yeah, what are you fucking
wrong
doing?
With you?
I love
somebody in that line
That was
bought
so
it. They were
fucking
like,
entertaining.
Somebody in that line raised their hand. They were like, "Yo, is he trading in? Hey, hold that for me. I'll buy it." Just like that. And then I thought about it. I was like, "Fuck, I could probably just sold this motherfucker."
Yeah,
Exactly. You could have.
Made
You could have been
more
like,
money.
hold on, never mind. How much?
So yeah, that's how that worked out. But yeah, anyway, hacking. Oh, how do we get into video games?
I don't know. I'm fucking talking about Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So
Renting a
the
N64
moral of the
Blockbuster.
story is go to a movie theater.
Go to a movie theater. Yeah, we just went on this fucking tangent.
That's how you know it's good.
So every once in a while, I'll still go to the movie theaters now. I haven't been in a little while. I think the last thing
Dude, they
I went
killed
to
all
watch,
the fucking movies.
Yeah, there's nothing
Dude,
good.
they've delayed Black Widow like 8 times. It was supposed to finally come out in April. They've delayed that too, and apparently now this time they're gonna fucking pull the HBO Plus move, and they're going straight to the Disney Plus Premium, so you can pay extra money and just see it on the streaming service right off the bat. That's so fucking disappointing.
There's a place in this world for movie theaters. I'm telling you, like I don't know why.
especially superhero movies.
That makes sense for them. Like you can just pay for it in your home and buy it, sure, but the experience of going to a movie theater is way better than watching it at your house.
Yeah.
Even though you can't pause it. Even though you got to fucking hold.
Dude, how much easier is it to get your girl to stay off her fucking phone while you're watching something?
That's a good point.
Or to get you to stay off your phone.
Yeah.
Like, pay the fuck attention. You're here.
You get immersed in the movie
Right.
way more.
Mhm.
Way more.
You know, there's an easy way to stop that, right? What you do is you
Put a phone away from
take
you.
your right hand or your left hand, right? And you make it into like you put your fingers together and make it like a knife hand shape.
Just like that.
And then you fucking raise it above your shoulder. And then with a fucking quick downward motion, you can do what's called a judo chop on the phone, and it knocks it right out of their hand.
Oh, I do that all the time. She gets really mad.
But that's the action you do if you want to get them on your fucking phone.
And she freaks out. Like, I'm like, just put the phone over there, like over in the other room. She's like, what if there's an emergency? Like, well, then you'll find out about it very quickly. Like, it's fine.
What if there's an emergency?
You could keep the ringer on.
Like, you're
I'm gonna tell you
not
to
a
turn that
medical
off.
professional. Like,
You're not going to do anything.
your grandma's going to the hospital. You're not going to be the doctor saving her.
No.
So it's okay. Like, we'll all be okay.
Well, I think one of the problems is, and I'm guilty of it too, I think all of us are actually kind of guilty of it, is
It's
that
addicting.
these super fucking computers are very fucking addicting.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's a problem.
Like when we were fucking like 20 years ago, right? This wasn't a thing. This wasn't available. This wasn't something that we didn't have information at our fucking fingertips like this.
No.
It's cured boredom.
Yeah. That's why you get so addicted to looking up stupid shit that's pointless, is because you have this thought where you're like, I wonder what that is. And you go fucking look it up. And
Has it cured it or has it amplified it to a point we just don't understand?
No, I think it's cured boredom.
I think it forces us to, and not necessarily cure boredom, but it forces us to be addicted to something that actually increases boredom. So the more bored we are, the more shit we start looking at.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of boredom.
You get bored with what's going on around you, so you just go to that. And like,
and that becomes your boredom.
now you can like stay on, say, Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and then like it's not showing you what you want, and so you just keep swiping through, and then you're bored of fucking Instagram, but you're just staying on your phone fucking around with it because you're addicted to it. But what I mean is, like, you're stuck in a line somewhere,
yeah.
and it's gonna be an hour or even 15 minutes. All of a sudden, that
Get on my
doesn't
phone.
really fucking matter. Like,
Nope.
yeah, like,
Let me look at some
I'm
videos.
just gonna read something.
Entertainment at your fingertips, yeah.
like, and so like it's counterintuitive, but I think that it's really bad. Kind of like, to me, greed being good to me was counterintuitive, and I think greed is really, like, there's virtuous things in greed. There's obviously bad things in greed, but there's good things that can come out of being greedy. You can create potential and job opportunities and growth in the economy for thousands of people because you're greedy. Mm-hmm. And you can create something that's super, it benefits thousands and millions of people's lives because you're so focused on trying to get money that you can better people's lives to get it. So there's positives that come out of that, right? And I think there's positives that come out of boredom, that like people got really good at, I don't know, fucking pick a hobby because they were bored, right? Mm-hmm. And that inclination to go get good at woodworking is probably way less now that you can fucking...
I could just YouTube shit.
Yeah.
And entertain myself. It's the same thing with like...
Not saying you have to, but I'm just saying like there's a crutch there that can kind of...
Yeah. It's the same thing with just thinking about shit. Like if you've never expressed your... Like never really flushed out an idea you had, mm-hmm. right? Because you never... Like you weren't bored long enough to think about it. Because you got bored, you started thinking about something, you're like, well, let me just fucking play around on my phone. And you never really figured out shit for yourself. You know, like who you are, what you actually feel about something.
Yeah. So, like, well, I mean, that could also cause you to lose your personality. Yeah. It could also cause you to change the way you think about things or who you really are based off of what's being forced on your throat. But, like, but here's the good thing. There's a positive out of that, though, about the whole, woodworking, metalworking, everything like that, is that those become premium jobs now because those become premium traits now. So you'll be able to make more money.
You learned a skill that not a lot of people have.
Yeah, and that's what creates good versions of the market. When you have too many people, for instance, YouTube, right? Everybody wants to be a fucking YouTube star now. It's so fucking bad. It's not even funny. And not every
YouTube star.
Yeah, he does.
I have something to add to that, but keep
going.
Go
ahead.
No, I went back recently and started watching my favorites list. I've been on YouTube since consistently. Like I cut cable and just. Fucking, YouTube's gonna be my TV in 2008. Yeah, 2008. And
they were around back then.
And yeah, I was into it deep back then. And so I went back and watched all my favorites from back then. And like the
I was still in the military.
Window of what is acceptable in content is so much different from what was okay back then versus what's okay now. Because like even shitty content is like at a such higher professional level now versus what was back then. Like I don't know.
Like for instance, like right now, well, this is probably something similar to what you're talking about. Like TikTok was made for people that have ADD.
Yeah.
It is literally an attention span thing. It's few second videos that
it's like Vine.
It's like Vine.
Yeah, it was exactly like Vine. Here's a short video. Here's another one.
People's lives are consumed by these fucking things. Like consumed. Like it's a daily conversation. It's what they have that when they wake up, it's like they have to do something. They have to.
I don't know if you guys remember me bringing that up, but that was the thing with like kids, like this generation realizing what imagination is. Because I forgot what they called it. It was reality shifting or something. But it was this whole thing that was coming up on TikTok, and somebody covered it.
You were sharing that. Yeah. Did you ever watch the show he shared on that?
Yeah.
Like people were augmenting
I think it was
reality
Leon
or
Lush.
something.
I think it was Leon Lush did the video on it. It's like these kids were essentially dreaming, like putting themselves in a meditative state, going to sleep and dreaming, and they thought that they were creating a reality.
Oh, I did watch that. Yeah.
So, because that's how out of touch they are with their imagination. That they didn't know what that was.
And some of these kids are living it.
Yeah.
Living like it in real life.
That's the same thing with some of the other like niche shit that we've hit on with like what was the other thing? Otherkin. Mm-hmm. Like there's not a large group compared to other things, but there's a group of it. And there's a group of kids that think that they're building their own reality when they dream because they don't understand what a dream is or what imagination is. Because they never had to use it.
Like, what I was talking about was, like, this really... It was polished, right? Like, it wasn't an off-the-cuff, like, podcast type thing. It was someone sit down and put up photos and was reading out a video essay. And they, like, fucked up several times. And rather than editing it out, they were just like, nah, fuck, it's just going to be in there. Just be fucking up.
What, the current stuff?
No, the old shit.
Oh,
like from
the bar
like 2008.
Was low.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like
the bar was fucking low, dude.
And so, like, I don't know, when you talk about people, everybody wants to be a YouTube star. It's very true. But like that, because of that competition, that drive, it's set a much higher bar.
Yeah, exactly. The guys that I like to watch, like Mr. Gigi, all of his shit, he's fucking funny, but also he edits a bunch of shit into it.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things you kind of have to watch because when he's saying something smart, there might be a text or a little fucking picture that pops up and you miss kind of part of the joke. You know? You should.
I feel like you were hopping in there for a second.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
The bourbon's good, huh?
No, it's not the bourbon. I just forgot what I was going to say because I was thinking about something else too. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's me trying to grasp and understand things. But I also try to come at the aspect of, like, so I started thinking about this a little bit earlier. And you notice how we're saying a lot of things about the youth and the young and what they're being raised on and the things that they're doing and different things that we don't agree with. I honestly, truthfully believe that our parents were saying the same fucking thing.
No, 100%.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's truth to that, but I also don't really see it as a generational thing. Like, I don't look at, like, this damn younger generation. I don't have really a lot of that.
No,
Maybe for some music.
I toke it up for society.
I'll do it for music.
Well, I toke it up with society. Like, I chop it up as a societal thing. Like, our society is shifting and changing. But I also do say, like, you know, a lot of the youth are growing up in this society that's been shifted and changing. And then they're learning what I would think would be bad habits for when they're getting older and they're growing up. So they don't see things like there's a younger generation that's been so fucking sheltered and kept from anything that they honestly, truthfully believe there's no dangers in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't understand.
They don't understand that there's actual violent tendencies out of people. They don't understand. They think it's just good. It's beautiful.
It's fucking rainbows and butterflies
until they
there.
end up in a situation where they're getting the shit beat out of them or robbed or fucking. They see the evil. They just don't get it. They don't understand that that's something in the world.
One of my wife's friends.
Mask on.
Yeah, one of my wife's friends had that moment.
I already had COVID. I mean, it'd be nice.
One of my wife's friends had that moment when she was like going out on dates and she had someone pick her up at her apartment. My wife was like, "Do you think that's a good idea? That person knows where you live now? What if they're fucking nuts? What if that date doesn't go good and now they know where you live? Like, maybe meet them someplace else."
Isn't that, I don't know, like how people did it for thousands of years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's still in the current. It is, but also with the way things are now.
What,
you never know who you're meeting off of a fucking app.
You mean safer than ever in human history? Yeah, that means safer than ever in human history.
Sometimes.
All the time. We all live in it.
It's still not a smart idea to have a complete
I'm not saying
stranger
violence
meet you at
doesn't
your house.
exist. I'm not.
You're saying we live in a safer society now
Than ever before in human history.
Compared to,
Compared to all other times. I mean, so, like, I don't know. I'm not saying that there's not some wisdom in that, like, because violence can find you, and you should be prepared.
For a first date, meet them someplace not at your home.
But hold on. But if you were to say your statement again, and try to mimic it or mirror it with crimes in general, right? I don't know if that'll actually make your statement true.
We have had a slight uptick in crime recently, but overall, yeah. I mean, like, we're nowhere near the 1990s levels of crimes.
No.
Mm-mm.
And like, you go back to fucking, like, the violence that people had to deal with in the 50s, the 30s, the 1800s, the 1700s. There was less.
Killing was a part of life back then.
And like, think about the abuse people went through. They didn't really fucking know why they were fucked up. They were just fucked up. There's just more fucked up people back then. And so, like, I'm not saying
part of life just to be abused.
Because there's more people, there is more crime, but the percentage to which it happens is way less.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's way less.
I can dig that. Get on board with that.
Even with that, it's still not a smart idea to, like, somebody you don't fucking know. In my mind, statistically, I'm wrong. But you can say the same thing about carrying
a gun, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was going to get.
The statistic doesn't matter until
the statistics is you're going to live your entire life and never have to use your gun. However,
right,
you could be the one fucking guy that has to do it. You could be that one statistic.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with a fire extinguisher in your house, right? What's the chance your house is going to burn down? Pretty fucking low. But if it catches fire, it might be handy to have something to help you get out of your house.
I bought my fire extinguishers because of you assholes.
Why?
Just because it's you assholes.
We weren't setting anything on fire.
No, I'm just saying that's why I bought my fire extinguishers.
Jameson hasn't been here?
Okay, maybe subconsciously it was mostly because of him being a friend. Even though he's clear across the United States, I still have them in my house because of him.
Just in case. If he shows up one day, he'd be like, wait a minute.
I got him. I got the fire extinguishers.
I'm ready for you.
I've got bubble wrap and duct tape, bitch. We got this. Let's get this going.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I'm stuck in my head on this, but like the being stuck in line, right? Like, and the phones. Like, that's another big reason why we don't have to socialize with people anymore.
Yeah.
Because that boredom.
Is that a problem or is that a good thing?
No, it's a problem.
I think it's a huge problem. I think having lack of human interaction, right? I think we are naturally social.
And
We are social by nature.
And what drove it to was the boredom, right?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have anything else to do. I don't know this dude, but fuck it, I ain't got nothing else to do. Hey, what's going on? What's your name?
Yeah.
And then
I'm bored in this fucking line. Hey, how you doing, man?
But I
Right.
think it's fucking important. The more and more people don't interact with each other, the more and more awkward that makes it become, the worse it's going to become for our society.
yeah.
Well, the problem with that, with what you're saying, is that lack of human interaction. It makes it a lot easier to just be like, oh, I know this fact that you think differently than I do, so I don't have to talk to you.
Right.
Like, if you didn't know that, like, let's just say, I forget what the video was, but it was some video of one, what's his name, Charlie Kirk or something. He was at some demonstration, and every single person he went to, one of the organizers went up and was like, you don't have to talk to him.
Yeah, I
I
saw
mean, that's
that
a really common.
Oh, of course it is, but it's also one of those things, like, the person you're talking to needs to be adult enough to be like, well, I don't really know him.
Yeah, you don't have
Right.
to tell
Like,
me.
why can't I not talk to him?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why can't
Oh,
I
I
figure
can't
that
talk
out?
to him
Like, I'm a
because-
grown-ass individual.
Well, they're fucking drones. They're fucking sheep.
But that's my
Yeah.
point,
I'm
though.
going to follow what you guys say. I'm not going to talk to you.
Well, they use like the social.
They're also unintelligent.
Yeah,
they use the social pressure though.
exactly.
Like,
Like, if you talk to him,
because
you're
someone-
not part of our group.
Someone would be like, "Yeah, I'll talk to you why I'm here," and then you have someone else that's in that group being like, "Don't talk to him."
You're shunned now.
Right? Like,
Are you one of him?
right? You're gonna
No,
make us look.
it's because they're unintelligent. So it makes them like they think they're going to say something dumb that's going to make them look even more
Well, no.
dumb.
The problem is what he's saying too is that when somebody does do that and willing to open up, someone else in the group is like, "Well, you're not one of us now." Like you've talked to that person.
They put a social pressure on them of like, even if you know, like,
It's like a fucking cult.
yeah, yes,
Tribalism.
It's very the ideology is really creepy. It's a really fucking creepy thing that's been effective at growing, which is why I don't think it's a generational thing, because it seems to have spanned so many different gaps. And
Yeah, because this was around. It was
that's
around
more the
heavy in the
generational.
'70s. It was around heavy in the '40s. It was around heavy. Like there's time periods where
It's like
it
an
was a
intellectual contagion.
Yeah, it was a huge uptick and then it drops. And then a huge uptick, then it drops. Like the last time it dropped for us, for our country was the greatest, was fucking 9/11. But now we're starting to get that huge incline. We're about to reach a peak.
I see a lot of similarities of where we're at now to where America was in the 70s.
Sure,
Like
yeah.
a lot actually of
They were destroying
similarities.
statues then. They were threatening things like that. They
There
were
was a lot of
having
rioting.
protests,
culture.
rioting,
There was this culture that was like taking the side of criminals, and that's why movies like Death Wish and Dirty Harry came out, which was about like, you know,
like victimizing the criminal.
right. If you remember what Dirty Harry really was about, is that he caught the dude and the dude just got off. Like he got off on a fucking technicality, and Dirty Harry ended up fucking catching him down, trying to rape another girl and fucking shot him, whatever. But yeah, like all those movies revolved around that. Also, fun fact. There was I think 11 states at the time in the United States in the 70s.
When he says, hold on, when he says fun fact, I need to like put like a little clip in there. He goes, fun fact. And then he goes, sorry.
A little audio in bed.
Fun fact.
11 states in the 1970s legalized marijuana. And we find ourselves in the kind of similar situation to where like a bunch of states have legalized marijuana. And
Didn't
they're on
New
the
York just do it?
precipice. Yeah. And we're on like the precipice of them finally changing that federally. And so I think that you're going to see once again a swinging, just like you did in the 80s with a huge uptick in evangelical Christians and Ronald Reagan. There's going to be this big fucking
Jesus
like
Christ.
conservative that goes probably too far in the other direction. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think that's coming. I think
That's just as fucking annoying.
Oh, I know. I know.
It's just as
Trust
fucking
me,
annoying.
I'm a guy in the middle, so
Yeah.
I don't like either of them.
No.
I mean, I prefer it over communism, I guess, but like it all sucks.
True, but when you're on the outside and you're just like, you're an idiot, and then 10 years later you're like, you're a fucking idiot too.
Yeah, I
and
already-
another 10 years like, you're a fucking idiot again.
I mean, yeah, that's
Is that what we've been doing every 10 years?
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot.
Just
10
about.
years later.
The people in the
You're a
middle have
fucking
been looking at left and right and just being like, you're stupid. You're stupid.
Are you though?
I mean, maybe it's because I'm a contrarian, but like I was in high school being like, yeah, but like I don't understand. Why do you hate gays? Like, what's the deal with the gay
What did they do
people?
to
I don't
you?
understand. Like, is it going to hurt you if they get married?
Yeah.
Well, they they shouldn't under God, and like, okay. Well, then
what if
why,
they don't believe that?
Why can a judge marry people then if you're worried about what?
Yeah.
Oh,
If God marries people, why do I need the court's
Oh.
approval?
I didn't have any problems until the other side started trying to punish us for not changing our ways, forcing us.
Yeah.
Like, listen.
you don't want to make me a cake special for my birthday. You will, or for my gay wedding. You'll sell me a cake for my gay wedding. I can go and buy a gay wedding cake,
But it's
you
not
won't-
you specifically.
Well, you won't do commissioned work. That was the specific crux of that fucking lawsuit. Is that he was? I'm not going to make you a cake special for your wedding.
Yeah.
By the way, there's like a million fucking Muslim bakeries that would definitely do the same thing, but they just ignored all of those.
Yeah.
They
made it such a
the
big
one
deal.
it happened in Colorado, and they hunted for a bakery.
Oh yeah.
They-
I remember the story. They
it-
specifically went to one that said no, and then were like you.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking people are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fucking
that's
assholes.
the thing with that too is like it's
Can you imagine that shit? Like, you are an artist, and you're like, I just don't like you. I'm not going to do artwork for you. And the state comes and like, no, you have to. You have to create art for this person.
And
I don't
then I
fucking
would
want
tell
to,
them
though.
to go fuck themselves.
Right? Like, how do you do that? Like, get the fuck out of
See,
here.
that's I don't remember that being from the other swing of the pen because it is a pendulum. It goes
Right.
one way, it goes left, and then it goes right, and it
There's
goes just
idiots-
as far each way. I don't remember it from that the other side of
What?
the
Like
you
the
didn't
right-wing
want to do
version?
something super conservative for me, so now we're. But I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying
They
I
wanted-
personally don't remember it, and I was going to ask you, do you remember that happening?
Think of the guy that campaigned to remove rock music from stores, rap music from stores.
Campaigned on it. Did he succeed in anything?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
think Walmart fucking
Walmart did not
took
sell.
a bunch of shit
Well,
out.
hold on, I will have to retract that because we have the whole advisor thing on albums because
Parental
of people doing.
advisory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole reason that logo is there is because
But-
someone is like these curse words
But they
hurt
can,
kids.
but they can have them sing "Wet Ass Pussy" on fucking stage in front of millions of people. But
Well-
we can't sell a CD.
I mean, pendulum. It's swinging the other direction.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
We're in the middle of that other
Walmart, from when I was a kid, I think they
Right.
still do today, will not sell any albums that have parental advisory.
No,
You
to a
cannot
minor?
buy
No,
any.
you can't
No,
get a minor and buy it.
No, they don't sell that. That's on the shelf at all.
right, they did that in the '90s, but I think they've come back.
I
on
don't know if they have
Yeah.
because I haven't bought a CD in
Oh god, yeah,
years.
it's been fucking.
Yeah,
forever.
it might not be.
I missed the mixtape days when you used to like crush on a girl. I used to do that when I was in high school. I used to crush on a girl and I would make them a mixtape. I fucking miss those days.
I don't think I've ever made a mixtape.
I wonder if I made a mixtape for like somebody today, like they would
What would it be?
appreciate it.
What would you put on it?
I don't. Yeah, wet ass pussy. I'd put wet ass pussy.
I mean,
because
it's a
that's
full-
what they fucking dance to on
like
TikTok.
I feel like that's still a thing with playlists, right? Like you can put
You make
out
a playlist.
You can put out a playlist
No,
and just make
you
it
gotta
public.
burn a CD, man.
No,
I don't.
This is this generation's version of it. Is what he's saying. It's a playlist.
You make a playlist, and then it can just become popular.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to retarded music when I'm working out, like just the fucking dumbest shit.
Like some folk shit.
Oh no!
Listen.
Not music I really enjoy in real life, but while I'm fucking trying to turn my brain off and just like fucking.
He listens to polka. He's got fucking Bob Ross in the back talking to him. in his ear.
It's mostly like retarded.
We're gonna paint some trees.
Let's just. I'm gonna play random mixing of
These
the fucking
pretty-
playlist.
these
List.
Picture
pretty trees.
somebody like yodeling.
What is this? The Blade soundtrack? What are you listening to?
Retarded nonsense. Retarded nonsense. But I listen to it when I'm working out. I don't know why, but it just helps
So
me fucking
techno?
like
It's-
zone out and just fucking
it's-
focus on like what I'm doing and just get through it.
Yeah.
And just like on a certain beat per minute.
So
and like
remember the movie Hackers I was telling you about?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's what
That's
they
what would
played
be in the
Hackers.
background while
That's
they're
the
over there
background while
typing.
they're like, pew, pew,
and like
pew,
it's
pew.
it's like the second I get out of the gym, I'm like, turn that dumb shit off. But like I need it. I need it while I'm going through the gym. If I'm on the fucking treadmill or I'm fucking lifting or I'm doing. I generally do both every fucking day. So
like the one time he doesn't realize his earphones aren't working.
Right.
And his phone's
Just
like
goes.
loud. Everybody next to him's just like lifting like, what the
fuck is he listening to?
This guy's fucking crazy.
yeah, yeah.
What would be worse, that or the guy in the gym who's like, I fucking love that.
Oh yeah, the guy that comes out next to you just starts fucking
Dude, I
fucking
went to
dancing.
the concert.
Then you got to talk to a guy who intentionally listens to it, and you're like, get the fuck away from me.
And that guy is probably more annoying than that music.
All right, everybody. Thank you
All
for
right, that's
listening.
the end of the show. Appreciate you guys listening to it each and every day. please don't hesitate to hit us up. Let us know what you think. You guys got all of our social media. If you haven't already, I've got Clear Malfunction.
I'm here.
I got El Jefe.
Hi, guys. Love you.
And I am the Nitro Panda. Don't forget to check us out. Oh, and we have a sponsor, StoneColdWorks.com.
He does. He Cerakotes.
He Cerakotes, and he does laser engraving now too. So if you want to go and write some pretty shit in there and also Cerakote your firearms, go ahead and go to StoneColdWorks.com. Tell them Covert Standard Central.
He will be the source of your weeb magnets. Weeb max. It's a generational thing. You're too old. It's okay. Bye, people.
Wow.